Today we have the full specs and design revealed for the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3, and I'll be sharing the details right after this. Today we literally have everything to share about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3, including its specs, cameras and design. Before we get started though, please like the video if you're a Samsung fan. Let me know in the comments what country you're watching today's video from, and if you haven't already, then hit subscribe now so you don't miss a thing. So first of all, we've got benchmark results for the Z Fold 3 revealing the chipset and the RAM. The benchmark results appear under model number SM-F926U, and this is believed to be the Z Fold 3, and it gets a single core score of 1124 and a multi-core score of 3350. The chipset codename is Lahana, and we can see from its cores and its frequencies that it is in fact the Snapdragon 888. We can also see that this model has 12GB of RAM, and this is expected to be the highest option available. We also had a tweet from Tron detailing the full camera specs, and according to Tron's tweet, the front external display houses a 10MP Sony IMX374. When we open it up, we've got the in-display selfie camera, and this is going to be a 16MP Sony IMX471. On the rear, we've got a 12MP wide angle with the Sony IMX555, a 12MP telephoto using the ISOCELL 3M5 and a 2x zoom lens, and then finally we've got a 12MP ISOCELL 3L6, and this is using an ultra-wide lens. On top of all this, while leak after leak has been coming out of the woodwork, we now have a full 360 render courtesy of OnLeaks and Digit India. While they aren't able to display the device itself, they have been able to produce these 3D renders, and it shows us exactly what the Z Fold 3 is going to look like. We can see from the 360 render that it's exactly what we expected. We've got the full screen display with the in-display selfie camera, a slightly thicker but more compact Z Fold 3, and we've got the subtle triple rear camera module on the rear that we've been seeing from so many other leakers. At this point, we've got the majority of leakers coming forward with the same information and designs, so we can be pretty certain that this is in fact the Z Fold 3. Now hopefully Samsung are still going to have some surprises for us at launch, but to be honest, with these specs and improvements, I'm definitely happy with what they've achieved. We've also had reports of an official IP rating on the Z Fold 3, although we don't know exactly what that rating is going to be. We've got S Pen support confirmed, although it's not going to be housing it and will only support it. And then finally, Ice Universe previously advised that Samsung have actually figured out a way to remove the crease in the center of the screen, so this is great news. If all this is correct, then the Galaxy Z Fold 3 is going to be my first foldable smartphone, and I'm very much looking forward to the launch. It's set to make its official appearance in August, so we only have another month to wait, but for those like me that are excited for the Z Fold 3, we're now going to run through the specs, design and the pricing. For my regular viewers, you guys have seen this, so just jump to the next video, but if you are new here, then make sure you hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So when it comes to the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3, the main inner display is actually going to be smaller than the predecessor, coming in at 7.5 inches. It is of course only 0.1 inches smaller, and it's going to be an LTPO panel with a 120Hz refresh rate. Resolution is currently unconfirmed, but it's likely to remain close to the 2208 by 1768 we saw on the predecessor, and it's going to be the first folding phone to support the S Pen. This is thanks to an increase in screen protection with a 60 micrometer ultra thin glass. Now the front display is reportedly remaining the same size as the predecessor and comes with a 6.2-inch AMOLED display, so if the inner display is reducing in size and this display remains the same, then we're hoping for slightly trimmed down bezels. When it comes to the cameras, we're getting a punch-hole selfie camera on the front display and an in-display selfie camera on the main. The exact lenses and sensors are not known at the moment, although we do expect them to be similar to the 10MP wide angles that we saw in the predecessor. When it comes to the rear, we're expecting a triple camera setup in the new subtle camera housing, and there are many reports of minor changes if any, so expect a 12MP wide, a 12MP telephoto and a 12MP ultra-wide camera. When it comes to RAM and storage, we're expecting the Z Fold 3 to come with 12GB of DDR5 RAM and a choice of 128, 256 or 512 internal storage. There were rumours of an AMD and Samsung chipset, but it looks like the Fold 3 is going to be using the Snapdragon 888. It's all going to be powered by a 4275mAh battery with 25W fast charging, and while it is slightly smaller than last time with the new chip efficiencies, smaller display and LTPO panel, then we should still see an improvement in battery life. It will of course ship with One UI 3 based on Android 11, and it's going to be available in beige, black, green or silver color options. When it comes to the pricing, nothing has been confirmed just yet, but we're expecting it to launch around $2,000 to $2,100 if we see the usual price increase. So overall, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 is looking like an incredible phone, and it's great to see more innovation in the smartphone industry. With plenty of leaked information coming through, we can be pretty sure that most of the information is correct, but with launch expected in August, then it's not long until we get the official confirmation from Samsung. Of course, as always, I'd like to know your thoughts down in the comments. Who out there is excited for the Z Fold 3, and who out there is planning on buying one? But thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, smash a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down twice, and I'll see you guys in the next one.